All right. All praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kwakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. I'm going to name this lesson a hard pill to swallow. All right. It's a hard pill to swallow. Matter of fact, I want to get before I start, I want to get a quote. Hard or difficult to accept. Hard pill to swallow. That what this lesson is about. This expression describes something that is hard or difficult to accept. Salakia, family. Turn this AC off. Because I don't want to get too loud. Hard pill to swallow. This expression describes something that is hard or difficult to accept. When someone receives bad news that he or she has a choice or has no choice but to accept or no ability to change, it is said to be a hard pill to swallow. And I want to use this going into just our position as men of Israel, where we stand at in this kingdom. It's a hard pill to swallow because we have no choice but to accept it. And we have no ability to change it at this time. That's why we waiting on Yahweh Shai. That's why we need Yahweh Shai. As is written in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, no man shall redeem you, no man shall buy you, no man shall save you, out of our curses, except for Yahweh Shai, who says that when he come back, he will not meet them as a man. Stand true to the word. Stand true to bound to his own word. He's not coming back as a man. We need him with all his angelic power, all his heavenly glory, to come back and rescue us from the things that we can't change and the things that we have no choice but to accept at this time. First and foremost, the main thing being the woman of our bosom. Okay? And I don't want to get too personal on this. So I'm going to do my best not to get too personal on this. But, I was speaking to a brother from the camp, Shalom Damawathia, and he inspired me to do this lesson. Just the conversation and the scriptures. Because I've been going through a little something, man. And it all falls on me. It all falls on me. Because in some sense, I was thinking, hey, the knowledge is going out there. People are understanding it, and people are getting it. But that's not the case. That's not the case at all. It's not the time to even touching women, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient, meaning all things are not beneficial. Having more than one rib is not beneficial in these days and times, because we are not in our kingdom. We are not in our kingdom, man. And we gotta take the good with the bad. We gotta take the bitter with the sweet. And that's why I'm calling this a hard pill to swallow. But let me get some precepts. Back up. I want to start in Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. And, being quickened, being given this the Holy Spirit, or this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that's a part of eating the roll. And studying, doing your research, listening to the elders of GMS only, the elders and apostles of GMS only, and studying it to the best of your ability, and then go out and speak it. You see that? It say, and go speak unto the house of Israel. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and those that might look like the other nations but are of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, labeled as a speckled bird. Verse 2, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll, this word, in truth and in spirit, not just jumping around in the church building with all these false demons on you, or all these demons on you, calling it the spirit. All right. Verse 3, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And when we first start, get into this truth, to this knowledge, to the real truth and knowledge and understanding of this word, we have hope. As the brother Azaria, from the camp also, put out there, man, we have hope. There's a lot of people out here. I mean, put it this way, man. It's been times when you was in a situation of despair. You didn't know where your next meal was coming from. You didn't know where you were going to stay one time. Like I said, I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. But this truth, man, it's like no matter what happened, you get a sense of peace and hope. Especially knowing the times to come, you get a sense of hope. There's going to be a time like no other, Jacob's trouble. Right? But this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's like sweet in our mouth. The hope of escaping Jacob's trouble. The hope of, if I don't submit to this system by taking that RFID chip, if I don't take that C-HIP, if I don't take that MOTB, the hope of the knowledge of knowing what the MOTB is, Rev 13:16, what it really is, and what to not do in that time. That hope, and then the kingdom and so on and so forth. And Lord willing, being beamed up into the chariots. That hope. It's sweet. But John, the Revelator, which we're gonna get to it, it comes with a little bit more than just that. Because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, the Lord is balanced. Roughly paraphrasing, he said he hates or he despises an unjust balance. So yeah, we're going to have good days, we're going to have bad days, and sometimes it's going to be a hard pill to swallow. But you're going to have to take that, I'm going to have to take that pill. You're going to have to, you meaning us, you with an S, and I ain't talking about the United States, but you with an S, us, we got to take that pill. We got to take that pill, man. And I'll bring that into this because under the love that we have for Yahushua and for the brotherhood, who do we love more? Our rib, our wives, our women, and it's we got to put it on ourselves that We're not in the time, to be dealing with more than one woman. I mean, for some, if you got it like that, you got it like that. If the Lord put a spirit on them to dwell in peace together, then so be it. Call her like you lie, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. May the blessing and blessing be upon your house, your home. But for some of us, that's not the case. Even Paul, Paul didn't have he even said, that he would rather us be like him, be like a eunuch, a spiritual eunuch, meaning like you just say, hey, you just cut off your member mentally, so you don't even be concerned with those fleshly issues. You're gonna it's a hard pill to swallow, man. Maybe that might be the best road for a lot of us out here. I remember a while ago I heard the elder from Chicago say that he was looking into doing that, because we're not gonna find, not every man is gonna have that understanding and listening and a wise wife, to really conform to the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And it's okay. That's the hard pill to swallow. To know it's okay and it's gonna be all right. That hope. All right. I'm gonna go to 1 Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 12. And see, and this is an issue. Let me just read it first. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. And this is something that I've been fighting with, because like I've always felt this way, I always felt this way, and that's why it's been difficult for me to be with women, because I hate a woman that usurps authority over me or treat me like I'm a kid or her son or some shit, But when, I remember even my mom, man, when, I was in my adolescent stages, I had to do a lot of things on my own. I went through hell on my own, honestly. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I can't say on my own, but and it got to a point when I got older and I got a crib, and I got my family, my kids and with me and everything like that. My mom would go to everybody else's house besides mine to stay. She would go to my brother's house. She would go to my sister's house to stay. But she would not come to my house to stay. For nothing. Because it was just certain things that I wouldn't accept, I guess. Or maybe it was something else. I don't know. But the point is, I never even remember my mama like trying to usurp authority over me, after, a certain age. I say like 15, 16. My mama never like usurp, like, you better do this or you better do that, or you gonna tell me this. My mama never did that. So like for me to have a woman to try to do that to me at my age now, man, it's like, you crazy. Something is wrong, you must be drunk or something. Evidently drunken with the world, the wine of the world, Babylon, the damn devil, Esau, Edom, and his philosophies and shit, this feminism bullshit. Drunken with that wine, yeah. That's what it is. So I just we're not like lions in our home. The elder from Chicago also said, it's best if you just have your own place. It's best to have your own place, and if you can help your woman out, or whatever, then do so. Let it be. But that's still not gonna keep them from doing what they want to do. It's not gonna keep them from usurping authority over you. You know, it's a hard pill to swallow. Let me go down to verse. And okay, let me do 12 again. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silent. And yeah, man, that put a question mark over my head, because if I got a woman that's wicked, then evidently I must be wicked. I must not be, perfect. I must not be, who I think I am. And that's that's a hard pill to swallow too in itself. And I won't necessarily, say the woman wicked just because she ain't in silence, because it's written that a loving and silent wife is, roughly paraphrasing, is a pleasure or a treasure or a blessing, to a man, And the thing is, I know a couple of sisters that is like that to their husbands, loving and silent. To the best of my ability. I mean, I ain't around them like a 24/7 to be like, hey, I know. But shit, man, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow, man. Let me get back to it. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Sobriety.
Sobriety.
Soberness. The state of being sober. Soberness. Clear-headedness. Thoughtfulness. Solemnness. All right. I'll just leave it right there, man. Because, like I said, going back to the wine of Babylon and feminism, it's hard, for a woman to just get that up, I guess, right? Some women, I see them trying. But for some women, it's just hard for them to give it up. They just got to be filled with that feminism shit. And some, they try hard, man. And that's why we give honor to the woman as a weaker vessel, because we can't expect them to shit, to get it 100% right, Even to us, we ain't even got it 100% right yet, right? It's a hard pill to swallow. That's why I'm going through what I'm going through right now. But the brother had brought this to my attention, man, and it made so much sense to me, man. I didn't know it, but because I had a different outlook on this, on Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, this is the Lord speaking to the serpent, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. And the point is in verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And when I was going into that, I'm like, okay, yeah. The woman should desire her husband. And you would figure, yeah, a woman that's in the truth, she's gonna desire her husband. She's not gonna be, all in how she feel like things are supposed to go, leaning on her own understanding. Especially if she got a man that's, in the truth, learning and progressing and spending time with the Akim and, going to camp and all these things. She's gonna be like, okay, it's a reason the Lord must be working with this man. Right? But also, right now that's not the case. You know, as a matter of fact, that is the case because the Lord said He's gonna do a new thing in the earth because of us going off. This is our punishment, man. A hard pill to swallow. This is a part of our punishment, a part of our curse. You know, we are not in our kingdom yet. All right. But this is what the brother had brought to my attention in the NLT, man. That NLT be hitting. It hit different, like we was talking about. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15 through 16 again. And I will cause hostility between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. All right, you know, that's the serpent. You know, the red man, who the world ignorantly called white, and the woman, Eve. You know, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American woman in today's time. He will strike your head, and you will strike his heel. You know, they were going through the same curse. You know, that devil was at the sons of Israel, the sons of the women of Israel. That devil was at us. You know, and they use our women to be against us, starting with that feminism movement. You know, and I woke up this morning. It's funny because it's like a bunch of women like stay outside the door and shit like that around here. It had to be a good 3 of them out there, probably 3 or 4 of them out there, you know, this morning. And, you know, they talking about, I could hear it, just not even trying to eavesdrop, just at y'all loud so I could hear y'all. And there's like a whole bunch of, girl, you know, I don't know what he did and everything like that. That's why, you know, when your mama die, all the only thing you need is Jesus. All right. That's another thing that they pushed up on us is that Christian slavery Christianity doctrine. You know, where the women feel like they could just go to their sweet Jesus and they're gonna be all right. As long as y'all been going to sweet Jesus since I was a jit, and things have only gotten this worse, what the fuck is going on? Can y'all answer that for me? Y'all think the Lord is pleased with that? It's supposed to be order. And y'all know it. Y'all know how it go. The head of our Savior, Yahawashi, is the father. The head of the man is our Savior, Yahawashi, and the head of the woman is the man. You know the order. But this is the wine of Babylon that's been put upon our people, man. I hear them loud as day. They could probably hear me right now, but I'm just telling the truth, so it is what it is. All right. Verse 16. Then he said to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband. Shit. Man, when I read that, you know how bad that hit me, man. That hit different, boy. He said, and you will desire to control your husband. Right? But in the end, what? But he will rule over you. In the kingdom, it's going to be, you know, tables going to turn. Things going to be all right. Right now, we got to take the low road, man. We got to take the low road, man. This is the curse that's been put on us. Don't that hit different, though? Because in the KJV, it say, you know, you would desire your husband. But this is what it means. And you would desire to control your husband. Let me get a precept that go with that. I know I already posted it up. Jeremiah, yeah. Because this is what the Lord did because of us going off. Jeremiah 31:22. Oh, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? Okay, and he's speaking to the children of Israel, to the men in this particular verse. You know, because we went off. We went off backwards, you know, and from not really understanding the word, how the Lord wanted us to operate. And now we're not in our kingdom. Now we're on the bottom. You know, now your prince is walking upon the ground. And we got in this service around us on horses all day long, bigging themselves up, full of pride. All right. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. But I want to open that up though, because y'all need to understand. There need to be an understanding. There need to be an understanding. There need to be an understanding. Oh, this ain't it. This ain't, this ain't what I thought it was, Salakia family. But yeah, back on the subject at hand. The subject at hand, man. It's a hard pill to swallow. The woman, the average woman that's stuck with the mindset of Babylon wants to control us. Wants to usurp authority over us. And it's a curse that we have to go through until Yahweh Shai get back, man. All we can do is just take the low road, man. Swallow that pill, man. It might be a hard pill to swallow, but, man, somebody got to do it. And if you're a faithful man of the Lord, man, let's go here. This will be the last precept I want to pull up. Hold on. 1 Corinthians 10:23. All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient, meaning it's not beneficial. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. Okay? In these days and time, having more than one wife for a lot of men is not edifying. Or at least I say for myself, it's not edifying. The Lord said even if you had one wife, ain't that in 7? I believe the brother was going over that with me. 7, right? No, that's not the one. Let me see if I can find it. Salakia. And it's all the thing about balance. It's all the thing about balance at the end of the day, right? But our minds, our hearts supposed to be single and focused on the Lord. All right? That's what it boiled down to. That's what the brother was telling me. And the thing is, that's what I already know that. But okay, it was chapter 7. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 28. But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. Okay? We have trouble in the flesh, man, dealing with a woman, period. That's just with one woman. And kudos to the brothers that know how to hold it down, with more than one, man. But, it's not for everybody. Every man has his own measure, of faith. And some men probably are better off at being eunuchs. Yahweh Shai, he didn't have a chick. He didn't have a wife. he came to do the will of the Father, the work of the Father, and that was his purpose. The Lord at least gave us an opportunity to like I said, speaking to myself, an opportunity to see what it was like to have a wife and children and things like that. It's a hard pill to swallow, man. I'm gonna pray on it and see how how it work out though. And let me get the last one. 'Cause this truth, it ain't all peaches and cream. It ain't all peaches and cream. It ain't all rainbows and happy days and sunshine. Sometimes it's rain. Sometimes it's dark. Sometimes it's cold. But that's a perfect balance of the Lord to keep us focused, to keep us on point. The water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Revelation chapter 10, verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Okay. And I took the little book, the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many people and nations and tongues and kings. And see, that's a beautiful thing about it. Like when you read that, a lot of people didn't understand. I mean, I'm speaking to myself again. That phrase right there, that precept right there, verse 11, that's a secret of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. That's a secret that he was telling John he's going to have to prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. And like I ought to say, he's here right now, prophesying before many people, nations, tongues, and kings. Right here, right now. The same John that was on the island of Patmos, serving his time. He's here right now prophesying. Reincarnation. The spirits being subject to the spirits. The spirits of the prophets being subject to the prophets. Everyone coming back in their order. A full circle. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. That's some sweet, that's some of the sweetness. But the bitter is that the conditions this is our hell for now until Yahweh Shah get back. So we just gotta swallow that hard pill, man. It's a hard pill to swallow. We'll swallow that pill, man. Keep on going. Lord willing, we endure until the end. With that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashim Kwakadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of the great millstone for ruling well over all Israel. And shalom to the Akim, doing the work on the highways and hedges and making edifying videos and staying in contact. Just the water, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Ahabatah. To the hopeful elect of Israel, Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Abba Baba.